Not gonna lie, moving is like eating ice cream as somebody who is lactose intolerant. Complicated, but fun. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. My name is Oluwatobi Loba, and I specialize in lifestyle, college, and travel content. And today is college. I do want to preface, God gave me a gift of not being lactose intolerant, but that's the best analogy that came in my brain, not gonna lie to you. But I'm gonna spill the tea about college movement, give you some tips so it's successful and fun, less complicated. But before we get into it, like, comment, subscribe, and get your notebooks ready because you're gonna need it. I definitely advise going back to this video if you want to know what you should pack. When it comes to packing wise, I think that's beneficial to having a successful move-in. If your preparations are key, move-in is literally slight, and that's literally what I did. So I prepared myself a month out and a week out. A month out, I basically had all my stuff organized, so I buy everything, but I put all of it in one space before I put it into boxes. One key tip is like restaurants, local areas, and family friends about boxes. My boxes were basically free because people had extra boxes, and I did the same thing when I moved into my apartment. People can give away boxes, and that's sustainable. Two, you are able to double check that you have everything. I do advise that don't bring any like luxury or like big decorations. Ship that to your dorm and get that decorated. It just makes a lot of things easier and preparations easier. But I labeled each box with the content, so these are all of my factors that made things easy. A week or two before move-in, I sat down with my parents and we just talked about the moving process. Mind you, my parents have never, even though they've gone to college, they are immigrants, they have never moved anybody into a dorm. So a lot of things I had to do were a lot of research. Thank God for things like these videos, it helped out. So I basically told them how that moving process is going to be. So I prepped their minds, which would help my mind. I'm the type that, like, if somebody else gets overstimulated, I can easily get overstimulated myself. So I kind of walked them through it so they understood what was happening. I had all the details out. So I picked my slot. My slot wasn't 2 hours, but me and my roommate wanted it to be our family packs in and then their family packs in and makes it easier. So I did 2 hours, and I told them, like, okay, with the traffic, if we want to have a lot of time, knowing they're on African time, I'm like, we need to leave this house at 6 in the morning latest. In reality, we could have left at like 7, 8. So I told them 6, of course. And I'm like, okay, like, we can only have this amount of things. I did some research. Some people said that sometimes there's going to be like trays that you can roll in, and sometimes they're not, because we are unaware of if there's going to be any assistance. And we ended up renting a little cart like this from U-Haul, I'm pretty sure. We rented it from somewhere. We rented it somewhere, and it was easy for us to move things. Everything else can be moved by hand. I had 5 people help me. So my boyfriend, my parents, and my twin sisters were helping me with moving. So I prepped my parents first and then prepped my family, and I had everybody assigned to boxes and to tasks. Everything was in a doc, in a text message, y'all. It was just so efficient. So we ended up loading the car the day before, and surprisingly, we took 2 cars. I'm not gonna lie to you, don't be the type to bring a U-Haul. You don't need that. I say 2 cars, but the way our moving went is that when you like got there, because we're in the city, they kind of did shut down the like street so that people can make it efficient for families to move in. But you only had a drop-in area, and you have to load all your stuff out. Yes, there was volunteers, but you had to load all your stuff out, and then you had to park. So the way I did it, we drove there, we unloaded everything out. I got myself to a line because we got there before they started moving in overall. We were second in line. And then my dad drove the car back around, and my mom drove the car back around, and then my boyfriend and the twins were looking over our boxes and had those move in. It's kind of complicated depending on your dorm, because if you have a parking lot, that's different than if you don't have a parking lot. So we waited. One thing I did have on me, I had a crossbody that had my VCU ID, as well as just like my regular ID, because you needed your ID to go get your keys, and of course my lanyard. So went in, we checked in. It was mad simple. They say our last name, you show your ID, and then you get your key. Thank God, if you are one of the first people there, it makes it so much easier if they have carts. So they end up having extra carts. So we use our dolly and the carts that they provided, and we were able to, if you see this, by the grace of God, we were able to carry everything in one go around. If you can make one go around, that makes everything easier. Like when it comes to going back and down, it's complicated. Make everything one go around, y'all. Of course, they had somebody driving up the elevator, and then we got to the room. And that's when I once again told everybody, okay, like, you are taking this, you are taking this. And when we got there, boots on the ground, you don't need to pack everything out. If you only have 2 hours, you don't need to pack everything out. Pack your essentials, pack what needs to be done. So I needed a lot of things set up. We already took out all the bags, had everything organized, so I didn't have a lot of trash, and it was easy. And you only have the like box that you're renting in terms of the stuff that helps carry your items. You only have that for a short amount of time, so we loaded everything out. We did have some stuff outside because it's a really cramped area, so you gotta be really efficient. My mom wiped everything down. My boyfriend and my dad were the ones out here toying with things. The twins were helping me get my clothes into these like drawers, and I was doing the same, and I just kept track of time. One key highlight also is make sure you're fed before. Like, we ate and had breakfast on the way. It's gonna be tiring, so have something to eat before. And we got it done in 2 hours, y'all. It was really quick, it was efficient. I wasn't really stressed, thank God, and that's because I prepared wise. And of course I did end up getting stuff and decorating my apartment a little bit later. I just had the essentials done, and that's how you have a smooth move-in. If any questions, let me know, comment down below. I hope this video was really beneficial, because moving can set the tone for you sometimes. So you want to make it easy, you want to have fun, because it's like your first college experience for real. Like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate if you do that. Turn on post notifications to be aware of all new videos, as well as check out my socials, because if you know the tea, you know a lot more details happen over there. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a great college move-in day. Bye.